Now then, we'll see all the activity that takes place on a motion picture set.
Right, you're right behind the scenes now.
So there was one other question that I wanted to ask Mr. Heinlein. Since he's right here by us, when did you get the idea for this story or this picture, Mr. Heinlein?
Well, I've had the interest in space travel for a long time, but I did not by any means originate the idea of a story of a trip to the moon. Of course, all of you have heard of Jules Verne's trip to the moon story, but I think one of the more amusing thing than that is that the first contemporary novel about a trip to the moon was written, you'd never believe it, a book called La Voyage à la Lune, The Trip to the Moon, by Cyrano de Bergerac, the man with the nose. He was a novelist writing about trips to the moon, as well as fighting duels about his nose.
So this is quite a place too, isn't it?
It is. Look.
All of the things that go into making a motion picture that, well, you people out there that have never had the opportunity to visit a motion picture set, you're going to see a lot of things tonight that will amaze you and may fool you just a little bit, too.
Right, I think it's the first time this has ever been televised inside a studio, right?
As far as we know, it is.
You see what's right behind Mr. Heinlein? That's the Technicolor camera by which this picture is being photographed. Picture's being made in Technicolor. And this enormous camera has to move about on the surface of the moon and in the spaceship, which you see up here before you. Where is Mr. I'd like you to meet Mr. Linden, who is photographing the picture.
How are you, Mr. Linden?
How do you do?
Dorothy Gardner, Mr. Linden. So you're the fellow that operates this big camera.
Well, I have a man that does operate.
Oh, I see.
Oh, he tells the operator.
I tell the operator what to do,
So that's the kind of a job I'd like to have.
but I lay out the setups for him, and he does anything I tell him to do with his camera.
In other words, you're responsible for all the
photography. I put on the screen what these people write on paper.
And that's a big job, too.
Yes, it is.
And this is Mr. Robert Brower, who is the color consultant on the picture and keeps us straight about what can be photographed in Technicolor.
You mean you have difficulties there, too?
Oh, indeed we do.
I should say. This is a especially interesting job, however, this picture.
Would you turn around and take a look at our camera?
Look at our friends in the audience up there.
With Curly over here, we've done some things that have actually never been done before in Technicolor picture. And it's been tremendously interesting for all of us.
Well, the sets are really beautiful.
Yeah,
they're so
terrific.
real. Like.
Yes.
Tell me, the colors come out true on Technicolor?
Yes.
In other words, the blouse that Dorothy's wearing would come out that same shade of green?
It would come out green. Unfortunately, our present audience can't see that beautiful green. We hope by the time this picture is out, and you see this picture is in 1960, and by that time maybe television will be color, and we'll be able to get some good color on the television screens as well as on the motion picture screen.
Well, we hope so, too. Here comes another camera. Let's move out of the way.
All right.
This just gives you a little idea of what the cameraman...
Yes, one of our cameramen, they're having a little bit of trouble.
Well, as they put it here, it isn't exactly trouble. It's just plain hard work.
That's hard labor.
Hard labor.
Hard labor. I wonder...
Where did Mr. Pitchell go? Mr. Pitchell?
Yes.
Oh, good.
What are you going to show us now?
I have a gentleman I know you'd like to meet. Where's Gene May? Mr. May. Did you read about the pilot who flew faster than the speed of sound, 40 feet above the ground?
I certainly did.
This is he.
That was just last week, wasn't it, Gene?
Yes. Matter of fact, it was a week ago last Thursday.
That was piercing the supersonic wall, huh?
Well, so they say. We, as far as I am concerned, I don't know.
I want you to turn around and take a look at our camera for a minute. How long have you been flying, Gene?
Well, the first flight I made was in 1926, so that adds up to be approximately 23 years.
And how about your family status? Are you a married man?
Oh, yes, I'm married, and I have 3 children besides. In addition to that, about 6 months ago, I was presented with a lovely granddaughter.
Is that right?
Wow.
Oh, yes.
Imagine a grandpa flying
Yes.
faster than sound, huh?
Well, it isn't so much of a trick.
It isn't, huh? You've pierced that wall several times, though, I understand, in the past.
As a matter of fact, with the Navy's Douglas skyrocket, piercing the so-called sonic wall is sort of an everyday routine.
Mm-hmm.
Well, for that particular airplane, it was designed that way, and there is just nothing to it.
Mm-hmm. Do you got any particular sensation of speed in that plane, Gene?
Well, Keith, at higher altitudes, obviously, there's so much space beneath you that the illusion of speed just doesn't happen to be there. But if you're traveling anywhere near that speed, close to the ground, I dare say that the ground looks like the edge of a high-speed grinding wheel being held immediately before your eyes.
As I understand it, your last trip out here in the dry lake a week ago last Thursday, the news photographers wanted to get some good pictures of you, and they told you to follow a black line. How did that black line look as you were following it across the desert?
Well, that particular black line from the air actually doesn't appear as a black line. Matter of fact, you can hardly see it. To locate the black line, actually, I had them throw a smoke flare on the end of the runway to locate that particular black line for me. Because obviously I have to start the run at a considerable distance away from the edge of the lake bed. So I can say truthfully the black line is very, very hard to see when you're in the air.
But it is. And at a speed of well over what?
I
mean, we
I'm
don't want to
sorry.
give away any military
Yes,
secrets here.
No, I'm sorry, Keith. I cannot in any way quote any speeds. Any information coming forth about performance of this aircraft will have to come from the proper sources, and I assure you it's not me.
Well,
We'd like to see
understand.
the
Here
model
is
of that ship.
Commander Rice of the Navy Bureau of Information.
How do
and
you
Lieutenant
do?
How
Rockland.
are you, Commander?
Lieutenant Rockland? I think Commander Rice has a model
right.
of the plane that
Lieutenant?
Mr. May flew.
Oh, this is a model? May I?
That is the Navy Douglas skyrocket.
Yeah, that's a sweet-looking little job, isn't it?
Wingspan will fit in your living room, about 25 feet.
25 feet. And what's the overall length of the ship, Lieutenant?
About 45 feet.
Uh-huh. And this is the latest design, the swept-back wings, huh?
That's right.
You think that's fast? Look at this. This is not a rocket ship. This goes 7 miles a second.
It does.
Yes, sir.
Even with the man standing up there.
There's a man standing on the surface of the ship. That's 45 feet long. This is 150 feet long. The control room door is right up here. It's about to go in. That's 90 feet above the ground. When we return to the Earth, we use the ship as a glider. You see, these become the wings, and this is a stabilizer fin here. This is just a strut to hold it when it's
Well, I'm glad you told us that, because I've been wondering how we were going to get back.
Here you are. If we can blow this up for you to full size, we can put you aboard. We can put you aboard and get you home all right at very remarkable speed.
All right, let's open this up now and show some of the compartments
I don't know
inside.
whether I can do that. Who will open it? There. we are.
This is different than television, you know.
This is a section of the interior of the ship. Here's the control
wait,
room.
Let's hold it this way. See,
There.
we have several million people out there watching it.
This is the control room of the ship. This is the airlock, or compression decompression chamber by which you can reach the exterior. These are tanks in which we carry the reaction mass, that is to say, the working fluid, which supplies the power for the jet down here. Now these are gyros. The engine is down here. This is purely a formal representation of the engine. We don't want you to know what that's like at all. This is even more secret than the speed of Mr. May's plane. It's so secret that I don't know anything about it myself. And I've been working it every day here for 4 weeks. I've already announced that. We're not keeping that a secret. It's only the construction of the
What
engine.
kind of fuel do you use in that, Irving?
We have an atomic pile in here, and what that atomic pile does to water is amazing.
Now,
Just plain water.
Can we put this together and stand it down here on the floor to let our audience see what a rocket looks like? I mean, a spaceship standing ready to take off. Oh, this is the one that we crawled out of, isn't it?
That's right.
There you are.
Let me turn it around so we can see the little man. I've lost him. Oh, there he is.
Oh, he fell off.
There's a little man.
Well, let's see. Where's that door? I came out of clear up here. Huh? I mean, Dorothy and I came.
Yes, you came out of the door here, climbed down the ladder.
That was a long climb, believe
Indeed
me.
it was,
Yes,
90
it
feet.
was.
Are you going to
90
make the poor
feet?
pilot
Oh,
stand on the outside?
What if they have to do anything out on the exterior of the ship? They have
I'll
to.
tell you, I'd like to make the first flight on that thing if you will pay my taxi fare back and guarantee it's a cab.
Why do you ask me to do that? There's Heinlein, who designed the ship, or Chesley Bonestell, who designed it, Heinlein, who dreamed it up. All I have to do is tell the actors how to work it.
I wouldn't
And I
have
don't know
any-
myself.
I wouldn't have much worry, not nearly as much worry about getting there as I would getting back. That would be my big worry.
That's one of our big problems in this story.
We'll work it out, though, huh?
Well, we finally work it out. Yeah, nobody's going to come to any great disaster. We have a tough time for a while.
Getting back to this little job here, I'd like to ask the commander here, not revealing any secrets, but how fast could you tell us that this plane went?
Well, it has exceeded 700 miles
It's
an hour.
exceeded 700 miles an hour. Well, that isn't,
Many times. That's...
yeah. As Mr. Pitchell says, that isn't so fast then. Well, thank you very much,
Thank
Commander
you ever
and
so much.
Lieutenant, for coming down and giving us the story on this little ship. And now, Irving, I
Thank
think
you,
our
Irving.
audience would like to see...
I've got one other man I want you to meet. You mind?
No.
Harold! All day long, I'm shouting Harold.
Yeah, who's Harold?
Harold is Harold Godso, the assistant director on the picture.
Oh, I...
How are you?
All right.
Without him, nothing gets done.
Is that right?
Well,
But we get a great deal done because he's here.
Just another madam. I go to the moon, the earth, and
Places between.
Bonestell and Heinlein. No, but I think you might be interested to see what we are doing
We would.
to get to the moon.
Very much interested.
Yes.
We would
You
like
would
to
just
see what
take a
you
look
do
up
in the
there.
studio here now.
You would see something very interesting.
Okay, fine.
I think we can go up this ramp here.
Well, I don't know whether we want to. Do we want to go up there or not? Why don't?
We can.
Huh? All right, let's go up there. Huh?
Come on.
Sure.
All right.
Right up this way.
Right up the ramp.
Uh huh.
Yes, I can. You get under this.
Oh,
great.
fine.
Thank you.
That's the spaceship.
This is the spaceship, huh?
Nothing under you. I mean,
Oh, nothing under it.
Now we're in the spaceship.
trap door that leads down into the, goes down
Wait just a moment now till our camera comes in here, and then we're going to show our audience all this too.
you want them to see it?
Oh, of course. Uh-huh.
I'd be very glad to show it to them.
Keith, I think Dorothy ought to try our acceleration couch over here.
He's a casting director.
What is this?
You coming in further, Jimmy? Huh?
The extreme acceleration.
Come on, let's bring that boom in further, huh?
Here he comes.
This is the softest job that Jimmy ever had.
He's really taking it easy, isn't he?
We'll have to get a shot of that with the other camera pretty soon.
You ought to see him riding up
Uh-huh.
in the air high
Oh,
like
he's
that.
enjoying it, having fun.
All right, now then, we're inside, and you people are right with us. We're inside the control room of this spaceship.
That's right.
All right,
We
now,
have 4 of these couches. And when the ship takes off,
Maybe I should step
right, each of the gentlemen has to lie on a couch and strap himself in.
let me see how that works.
All right,
Try
good.
it.
We'll let Keith try it for a change.
Shall we strap you in so you'll get the full treatment?
Would you like to back up just a bit so our...
Be careful.
Further yet? Could we step back further?
One more set of straps.
Why do you have to be strapped in, Tom?
Well, we're going to subject you to about 6 times normal gravity, 6 Gs.
Hey, wait a minute. I want to show them. I have television up here, too.
That's
see?
right.
See?
We have...
How do I get Channel 5?
With
turn
this
the
ground
dial,
pickup.
please.
Oh,
right
the
here.
ground pickup. Okay.
We have a television camera in the nose of the ship, one at the tail, and we keep one on the ground so that we can see our own takeoff.
Oh, I see.
There's a television screen right up there so that you can watch your own, the operation of your own ship.
Wonderful.
Oh, yeah.
And these snap on the
You can change from camera to camera.
The
You
view
look very
forward, view
comfortable,
aft.
Mr. Headington.
Well, it is comfortable.
Of course, when you weigh about 1,100 pounds,
So these actors have a
When the
soft
ship
job in the
accelerates.
control room here.
it's a very hard job.
can turn upside down when it feels like it.
Is that right?
Oh, yeah.
Could it do it right now?
Yes.
Done it many
Could it do it now?
Do it
I wonder
now,
if we
is it?
should.
I'll do it for you now.
Oh, let's do
No.
it. Let's turn it.
I don't think we can. We're not very smart.
Oh, let's turn it.
Tell me,
Let's
what
do
are
it
these
anyhow.
oxygen tanks along here?
Yes, these are reserve oxygen, emergency. Our main oxygen tanks are down in the body of the ship.
Okay.
Now, would you like to get up? Should we release you?
Did you?
Well, I don't know. I'm pretty comfortable.
Well, you might just as well get up.
Tell me, what is the diameter of the spaceship?
15 feet.
15 feet. Yeah.
This hatch leads, you have to go down the hatch to the airlock.
Yeah, I like that going down
Oh,
the hatch.
right down here. Hmm?
And that operates a set of controls that are not visible at the moment, that are usually over here. See, this set is built of panels, any one of which can be removed, so that our motion picture camera can look at the ship from any point of view. The ship is mounted in this gimbal so that it can be turned towards the camera from any angle. Also, when it goes through space and assumes various positions, we can rotate the entire ship end for end.
And tell me, how many men does it take to operate the rotating? No, I mean, how many men does it take to operate?
This is operated by electric motors.
But of course, every move requires resetting all the lights and
That's
everything
true.
like that.
That's true,
That's the
yeah.
reason that we can't turn it tonight.
That's right. And most of we are now about, you see, to go back to the Earth.
I noticed
And
they have, here's a symbol of the Earth.
We brought that with us.
Yes, oh.
Part of our supply.
In order to get back to the Earth with the amount of fuel that we have left, we have had to strip the ship of everything that we can possibly dispense with on the return trip. That's why you see it in its present condition.
Oh, I see.
A lot of
It's
instruments
stripped
have been removed.
Oh, I see.
A lot of the equipment has been taken out of the ship.
Jimmy, up above here are panels where you can see where things have been torn out, and those are left on the moon.
We have to leave them there so we can get away because we haven't got enough power to pull away from the gravity.
All right, now then, do we have any other part of the spaceship that we can see now?
Over yonder, you can see the interior of the airlock. That isn't quite completed yet. We haven't photographed that.
Oh.
But that is on the screen, that portion of the ship will appear to be directly beneath this. In other words, when you go through this hatch, you descend into that airlock.
Oh, I see.
That's the decompression chamber.
That's right, yes. Before you go out on the moon, you have to put on a spacesuit and exhaust the air from that chamber, and then the door can be opened. Go out on the moon.
That's to keep from getting the bends, as a diver would say.
Get out of all.
It's to get out at all.
Oh, I
because
see.
The door.
Oh, I
The
see.
door opens inward, you see, and the pressure of the air would keep the door from opening.
Oh, I see.
It's an air trap to enable them to move from a vacuum location to a pressurized location.
Like a ship going through a canal, and the
Something
water has
like
to
that.
be.
Or like the pressurized lock that's used on a pressurized fire room. It's a very conventional arrangement. It's not a fantastic thing that we've dreamed up, but standard engineering.
What did you call this? This is mounted on a what did you say?
Well, this is a sort of gimbal.
A gimbal. What does this thing weigh? I know it's a heavy steel construction. Must weigh several tons.
Yes, I think this weighs between 6 and 7 tons, loaded.
It's a big construction job, isn't it?
Yes, it has been.
I wonder if, I was going to say, if it was possible to get a shot of Jimmy sitting up there in the air.
Yes, I think it would be a very good shot.
Jimmy is one of our ace cameramen, and I think he's really enjoying the ride on that big boom.
That's a nice boom, isn't it?
Oh, that's a dandy.
That goes
how that goes
There he comes
down.
down. Now we can see it.
Yes.
That goes from here to the moon.
How about a wave, Jimmy, huh?
Well, shall we go down now?
No. Oh. No, we've got a lot of things to see yet. So here's that big Technicolor camera.
Right. Look at the size of that.
Stand out here and look pretty. They'll take in your picture, see? Right. Yeah. How do you like that, huh? In Technicolor yet.
Sure.
Well, I think this is probably the first time that our television audience, and the first time that we have had a chance to see behind the scenes of a motion picture that is being, or rather in the process of being made, and a motion picture that I know that all of you will want to see when it is released at your local theaters.
And the name, of course, is Destination Moon.
Mm-hmm. We've already been there.
Yes, we have.
This is one of the huge sound stages. It's probably about the same size as the set the moon was built
First
on,
set we were
which
on.
is about, what did you say again, George? 120 feet wide by...
it's about 173.
173 by 120.
It's about 40 feet high.
Uh-huh. So we hope that everyone has enjoyed our trip to the moon tonight, and we're going to get back to Earth some of these days, I hope.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
Time left. There's another naval guest here. I'd like to introduce Lieutenant Rockford.
Oh, yes, we did. How are you, Lieutenant? Lieutenant, are you a technical advisor or something on
Well,
this picture?
no, I'm
or-
not a technical advisor.
No,
When we
Navy's
first,
interested in rocketry.
Oh, I know they are.
we're doing a lot of rocket work out at White Sands, as you know, so this is of interest to us. When we first heard about it, we were afraid that maybe it was one of those mad scientist, wicked woman routines, but we see it isn't that at all, and it's heartening to see this sort of picture being made when the scientific facts are adhered to and educate the public along these lines. I think it's a very encouraging thing.
Well, I'm glad that it has the full approval of the Navy, because it really looks to me like a scientific picture, not just a bit of fiction.
Well, we're impressed with the tremendous amount of research they've done on this, and they've come to us for help on a few problems, and we hope we've been of service to them.
Well, I'll bet you've been of invaluable service. Well, Mr. Powell, we want to thank you very much for allowing us to come over on
Thanks
your
very
set
much for
tonight.
your visit.
Yes,
And,
thank you so much. We enjoyed it,
Thanks,
really.
Dorothy, very, very much.
I want to thank you and your all of your co-workers and your crew for coming back tonight so to make this possible. And I know that we'll be looking forward with a great deal of pleasure to the picture.
Well, you see why I consider myself so lucky, having so wonderful co-workers all around.
Well,
They
it's
really
met
are
the family.
nice.
It's
Right.
certainly a
And I
wonderful
hope
group.
you enjoyed our little family.
did.
Oh, we certainly did.
Well, Dorothy, if we can get back down to Earth, I wonder where we'll be next week.
Well, I don't know, but, it'll be someplace completely different. I wonder if it'll be someplace on Earth.
Well, I hope so. I think it'll be somewhere completely different in our city at night. Say, I wonder who that fellow.
What does it say in it?
That's the press agent. He slept all the way through it.
Oh, no. That's just like a press agent.